So, good morning or good night, depending on where you are in the world, and welcome to another interview of the Shield Dude on a Couch. I'm your host, Hector, and tonight I'm joined by Tamás from Thy Catafalque. I hope I said it right.
Yeah,
And we're here to talk about their 12th new album, which is actually called 12. And it's, 12, and, it has other more on the name, but I'm not going to
yeah.
butcher it. So, Tamás, thank you for joining us. How are you today?
Yeah, thank you for having me. I'm fine, thank you. It's nice.
Good. So, yeah, Thy Catafalque, it's a band that's been around since 1998, so many years now. And you started more black metal, but you've got more with experimentation. And this follow-up, you just released an album last year. So, you've been busy because after a year, you're releasing this new album. So, this album, I was reading about, like the concepts about it and the themes. Can you tell me a little bit about like the main themes of this album?
Well, I don't think there is a specific theme for it. I mean, I feel like I'm writing the same album over and over again every time. So there is no specific underlying theme, or these themes are basically very similar to each other. So all the
Mhm.
songs are about most of them are about nature and feelings that have been always been on the albums, like uh, like sadness and hope and these kind of things. And I think this is not very special. So it's just a continuation of the previous ones.
Okay. Yeah, but not to say that because you say like, it's not that they all sound the same. There's
But it doesn't
still.
sound the same. The themes is not really different to the previous ones, but it sounds different, yes, for sure.
Yeah, and for this album, you have over 20 guest musicians, I
Yeah.
was counting. Uh, is it easy for you to, to count these guest musicians to do the work? Because most of them have already worked with you in the past many times.
Yes. Well, approximately half or more than half of them, yeah. Especially the vocalists, because I I know them personally, and we've been working together for a lot of time, and most of them are on stage with me on the concerts, so they are very close to me. But the other people with the instruments, they might not be so familiar, or I don't know them personally, because there's no need for this. Because
Mhm.
many times it's just I need just a little bit of an instrument. I my philosophy was to do as much uh, as possible when thinking about natural instruments. So I didn't want to use VSTIs, or the virtual instruments or keyboards. And whenever it was possible, I wanted to replace them with real instruments. And many times it was just 5 seconds, 10 seconds of cello, and that's it. So I wanted to use these organic instruments rather than the easier version, which is the keyboards.
Having like you said, the organic versions makes it like feel uh, more like in tune with some classical music elements as well, at least to
Yes,
me.
probably. Yeah, I really wanted it to sound more organic, more warm, because basically the drums are programmed. They have always been programmed, the drums. So I wanted to balance it out to be a bit more organic, and not so artificial. Because I think recently the basic sound of in this genre in metal in general is getting very like similar. All
Okay.
the bands they sound very good. The music production is very, I think high profile and very well made, but it's very artificial, and bands tend to sound very similar to each other. And I think organic instruments do make a difference, and probably it gives the overall production a bit different taste or vibe.
Yeah, and there's so many bands that you want to do something to stand out in a sea of so many bands because so much music out there. So you were talking about the organic feel of the music. And I was listening to this record. Yeah, it felt, because you started more like an extreme metal band, but you have lots of things that you incorporate to the music. There's a lot of clean singing on this record, and the cover of the album is amazing. I'm gonna show it soon, the cover, because it's a great album cover. And then I saw the music videos, especially the
Okay.
music video for the second song on the album, which let me see if I say the name correctly because I don't want to butcher the name. Uh, me, what's the name? Menet? Maybe you can say it
All
because I
right.
can say
Okay. It's Mindanao.
Meet the Neva. Yeah, Meet the Neva. The music video for it. Uh, it was pretty cool because like it's like a dinner. I don't know if it was meant to be like the Last Supper, but
Yeah.
it was.
Yes. Yeah.
Or well, right now everyone sees the Last Supper on everything, but I really liked it, and you can make it pretty. That's one of the most like aggressive songs. Like it has beautiful parts, but it has parts where it's like really aggressive, especially with the blast beats
Yeah.
and the aggressive vocals, and the music video is just awesome. Like you guys are just like eating all the food. How many takes did you do for that video?
It was one day. The whole thing was one day, and I think the guys who were in the movie or the video, they were very professional, and it didn't take that long. A couple of hours, the whole shooting, and well, they were eating a lot. They had to, but I think most of the thing was one shot. So one scene and the next scene and the next scene. It was not really multiple recordings for the same scene because they did it perfectly for the first take. So
That's good. Yeah, no, it
yeah,
it,
they
it,
were
it
very
looks pretty cool.
disciplined, very
Yeah,
professional, very
no,
disciplined. Mhm.
yeah, no, it looked great for the music video. So when you're writing, the lyrics and everything for an album, what's your process for lyric writing?
For lyric writing, well,
Mhm.
usually these days it's I try to make the basis of the music, the song. And if I have the melodies and the general vibe, then I try to find out what to talk in the song about. So I find a topic and then I try to find words for it. And then when I have the words more or less, then I can build the song more, the music. So and then I think that's the process. So start I recently, that's what I do at least. I start with the music and the lyrics and then continue with the music.
Yeah. And I think it's great because even though the language is Hungarian, I think the music, like you really feel it. Uh, and since I speak more than one language, I'm like, sometimes I listen to music that's not on English or Spanish, but
Mhm.
you get the feeling of the music. You don't have to understand. You can go and get the lyrics, but I like to listen to it, just hearing it and see how the music makes me feel. And this is an album that it seems like very emotional. All the performances are great. The singing on it, the instrumentation. So I want to show the artwork for the record, which is pretty cool. And so this album is coming out November 15 on
Mhm.
Season of Mist, which I didn't say. So it's number 12, and the name of the album. Tell me a little bit about the title of the album and the meaning.
Okay, the title is the 10th song, the last song on the album actually. So that's the title of the song as well. And it means the beautiful dreams are yet to come.
Yeah.
And we shot a video for it as well. That was the first single. And well, it's about I think it ends the album pretty well because the
Yeah.
first song is about getting into the night, and the last song, this one, is about reaching uh, sun rising. So it's like a journey, a travel from the beginning of the night till the end of the night. And
Which
yeah,
yeah, which you can see played in the cover, because it's it looks like it's the morning. Plus, yeah, tell me a little bit about the cover,
okay.
like the idea behind the cover.
The cover was is a still shot from the video.
Yeah,
So
I saw
it
that
was
video
not.
too. That's a cool video.
Yeah, thank you
And
very much.
you
It
have
was
three
not meant to be.
videos, yeah, and the other
Yeah,
one's
three.
more of a animated one.
Yep. Yeah, the last one. Yeah,
Hmm.
that's the first song actually, and this is the last
Yeah,
one on the
yeah,
album. Yeah, this one was taken from the video shooting. It's just one frame of the video itself, and I pretty much like this, so I decided to put it on the cover. It was not meant to be the cover, but when we did the editing for the video, I really like this frame, so I just took it from the video,
yeah,
and
and it's cool because a lot of bands don't have pictures for covers that it's not that common now. They have like different like paintings and stuff. So having a picture, it's kind of different. Plus, this picture looks great. This still frame. It's a really beautiful background, and it feels like very much in tune with the music that's on this album.
yes, that's what I felt when I saw the whole scene, this scene with the lady in the middle of the field. It was like I felt like okay, this is what the whole album is about. It's like it's a good image of the whole album itself in just one frame. So yeah, I just went with it. I didn't have any I think I did have some idea for the cover, but this was much better than any of them. So I decided to go with this.
Yeah. Can I ask what was the original idea for the cover?
There were plenty of variations of
Mhm.
different paintings, and there was a photograph as well. But then it's really weird because the previous one was very similar, the previous album cover, because it's
Yeah, but it's in black and white, right?
yeah, but it's me standing in the middle of a field, and it's black and white, and it's a
Yeah.
barren field, it's a flat field, and this one is very colorful, and it's a lady in the middle of it, and it's a forest in the background, so it's like a different version of the same idea, and I didn't even realize it until the point I noticed after I submitted the cover that it's really similar to the previous one, but in a different way.
I think both look good. I saw the album cover for the last one. This one's with more color. Uh, so on this record, like, do you have like if someone had not listened to this record, which song would you say
Well,
to someone like, listen to this song? I think it defines a lot of the record.
well, it's not easy because as you listen to the album and you know that
Yeah.
the 10 songs are pretty different to each other, and that the atmosphere is sort of similar probably, but the songs themselves are very different. I would say probably I think I would choose Mindenevő because it has a lot of different features,
Mhm.
and it's heavy and it's dark, but at the same time, it's very melodic at the end, and there's classical instrumentation and lots of instruments. There are clean vocals and there are not so clean vocals. There are blast beats, but also there is a jazzy thing at the end of it. So probably that would be a good starter, but it's heavy and it's very dark.
No, yeah, it's a very cool song, and it is dark indeed. So you've been in the music industry for since 1998. What would you say has been like the key to the success of Thy Catafalque for being, so consistent and successful in the
No, it's
underground metal scene? Yeah.
I never thought about this. I don't like to
Mhm.
overanalyze this kind of thing because I what I think is I just like creating music, and
Mhm.
and also I got lucky with Season of Mist. With the fifth album was released by them, and then I think since then, since the first day, what I do is I just create music and see what happens. So I don't plan. I don't have any plans. I just do whatever feels right. And I'm very lucky that I still have the urge to, to make music and to record music, to write music. That's my main thing. I'm not a real performer. I'm more like a writer, composer, if I can say that, a creator of original music, and that's what I like to do. So if there's a secret, that's the secret. I don't think it's a big secret. You just do
Yeah.
whatever you like to do, and I enjoy it tremendously. Still after like 20, I don't know, 6 years.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's yeah, I would say it sounds a lot like the composition of the music. It's very complex but beautiful, like almost like I compared it to classical music. The way that the music flows into each other. Plus, you've been with Season of Mist now since almost like 2011, 2012. So you've been a lot of the more recent albums have been with Season of Mist, which I think is a great label because it's I think it's a label that really gives artists their creative like freedom, like they let you be what you want to be, which is good.
Absolutely. I don't have complaints about this because they never ever tried to interfere into creative process, anything at all. We're talking about cover artwork or music. It's just whatever I submit, it's being released. And if I have any questions, they do reply about that because sometimes I did have questions which cover would be better or more fitting, and they have an opinion. But if I want to do this or that, they just release it, and it's absolute creative freedom. And on the other hand, I let them do what they want to do about the marketing and promotion is their business, and they know how to run this, but they keep me absolutely free in music.
Yeah, which I think is great because it lets you focus on the music and
Mhm.
you just create. So Tamas, you seem like like someone that's always creating music. Are you already working on new music with Thy Catafalque?
It's a little bit different now because I'm so busy with the live things because
Hmm.
we have some shows now and we have a band now, which was not the case previously. We have a live band for 3 years, and previously I didn't play any concerts. And there was no gigs at all. And in the last 3 years, it's getting very busy. We're going to Spain tomorrow, and we'll have a gig in Spain, and then we
Oh,
will have
nice.
a double
Where
gig
in
at the end of
Spain are you
November
going?
in Bilbao,
Ah, nice.
to Bilbao, yeah, and we'll have a double gig in Budapest and at the end of the year. And because of this, I don't have so much time and so much energy
Hmm.
to be so creative as I used to be. And I started to feel I'm starting to feel that I need to take some time for this
Yeah.
and do whatever I do the whole thing for, just making some new music. But I do have a new song. I do have a new song, and we recorded some vocals for it, and it's 11 minutes long, so it's a big one. But that's all I have so far. One song.
Hey, that's more than many people will have. So I know you play several instruments. When you're going now on tour and live shows, which instrument are you most focused on playing?
I only play bass live
Play bass
on
side. Okay.
stage. Only that's
Okay.
enough for me. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Have someone else do the guitars and yeah. So you do
Yeah,
the
we
bass.
have a normal band. Like we have two guitar players, drummer, we have four vocalists, and I do the bass, and that's it. Sometimes
Yeah.
we have cello on stage and some guest musicians sometimes whenever we have the opportunity to bring them with ourselves or we play at home, then it's easier. But normally we are just a normal band, like with 8 people, with four vocalists.
Okay. And for these shows that you're gonna do soon, are you gonna do a mixture of old songs with the new album, or would you do like a show where it's like playing the full album from front to back?
Normally we just play a mix of
Mix.
songs.
Mhm.
Yeah, but in Budapest, we will play the whole Rengeteg album from 2011. That was the
Mhm.
first one from Season of Mist. We play it
Nice. Yeah.
in its entirety and then half of the new album.
So yeah, that's gonna be a good show.
Hopefully.
because yeah. So how long did the writing for this record take?
I don't really remember because I
Mhm.
used to always write. So it's just whenever I don't even know when the album is finished because I finish it, I submit it to the label, and sometimes there's 1 year before it gets released. And I think this happened exactly with the last album. I submitted it last November
Oh wow.
and to Season of Mist, and it will be released this November. So it I don't I don't know how to what counts the end of the album. It's the end of the recording, it's the end
Mhm.
of the mixing and mastering, or the release date, because these are widely different. So and meanwhile, I whenever I have time, I start working on new songs, and I just things just start happening. So I think usually it takes 1 year most of the time to complete an album. But this is getting longer and longer because now with this one, I went to a real studio. I recorded everything at home, but we mixed and mastered it in a real studio at Miracle Sound in Szeged, Hungary. And so it was the first time. It was not me mixing the thing, and this is why it sounds
Okay.
so much better. And this is going, but it's a longer process. It's much longer now. So probably the next one will be again, not next year, but probably in 2 years, because the whole process is getting longer now.
Yeah, but the important thing is that you're consistently working in music and giving music to the fans. So for you personally, like when people listen to your music, what would you like the listener to get from Thy Catafalque?
I'm not interested in this. I'm just
Okay.
I'm interested in what I want to have, and I want to have like songs that I can express myself. But
Mhm.
what the listener gets is not my concern. Actually, they really need to. They have it's theirs from that point, and I'm not interested in telling them how to feel or
Okay.
what to get from the music. It's theirs, and they can take it. And many times they realize or they just have absolutely different thoughts about the songs that I had. But it's that's the that I think that's very interesting and very exciting, and I don't want to tell them how to think about one song or another.
Yeah, everyone will interpret the music in
Yeah, yeah,
different
yeah.
ways or get
It
different
should be like this.
feelings.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's like a busy, like when you're busy not doing music. What more do you like to do when you're not doing music? The hobbies on your downtime.
Oh well, I don't have much time, but I used to take photos. I I like photography, and but these days I don't have much time for this either. But I did have some great experiences with photography. I really enjoy it. And I enjoy, I like arts in general,
Mhm.
like reading and architecture. I'm interested in architecture and fine arts in general, literature. So yeah, I'm a teacher of Hungarian language and literature and English, so I'm interested in that topic.
That's interesting, and maybe who knows? Maybe for a future album, you might have a photography that you took that's a future album cover, and you don't know it
Yes,
yet.
there has been plenty. I think the
Yeah.
cover of Bodoc was shot by me. The the booklets, all the booklet, many of the booklets of the albums are taken from my photos because I have plenty of photos, so I use them actively.
Good. I think that's a good way to save money, and also if you
Yeah,
can do
it's
it
cheap.
yourself, if you can do it yourself, just do it.
Yeah.
So, Tamás, I want to thank you for taking some time to chat with me about the new album number 12, out November 15 of Season of Mist. Before I let you go, what would you like to say to the fans before we go?
Are you from Puerto Rico?
I am from Puerto Rico.
Oh, that's cool. We would like to get to Latin America very much because we have plenty of invitations. from
Mhm.
Latin America, from Mexico and South America. But it's pretty hard for us to get there. But the one thing that we go now to Bilbao, to Spain, to because it's not gonna be a normal live show. It's gonna be a showcase. So many of professionals will be there from South America, and we just hope to get some deals from the gig. So we would really love to get there one day.
No, yeah, and here in Puerto Rico, we have a thriving metal scene too,
Oh yeah. Hmm.
and so yeah, we love it when bands from other places come, but I know it's hard. For bands from Puerto Rico here to go outside is very hard as well, and it's
Hmm.
hard to get here where it's an island. But yeah, that would be totally cool. So, Tamás, thank you for sharing some time with me today to talk about the new album. It's been a pleasure talking with you, sir. So, Couchers, the new album, Thy Catafalque, number 12, out November 15th of Season of Mist. I would recommend this to people who like, I know that it's the term avant-garde metal, but who like, some metal with some great vocals, like great themes and that makes you feel something. Listen to this album. There's free music videos out right now. I'll put the link for some of the videos so you can watch them because they're pretty cool. So uh until next time, couchers, this sector, the shield dude on a couch, and I'll see you all right here on the couch. Thank you and
Thank you
goodbye.
very much.